Hey guys, the difference for training for fat loss is slightly different than training to build muscle. But really, at the end of the day, the way you are training does not play as big of a part as when you are dieting to lose fat or to build muscle. I believe that the diet is the key variable when it comes to building muscle and losing fat. But there are a few small variances in training styles which I'm going to cover in this video. There's also a lot of misconceptions around whether female athletes or female fitness enthusiasts are able to train the same way as males do, even though their genetic structure is totally different. I personally believe that it does not matter what gender you are. Yes, there are a few small differences between the way males and females train because generally they have different body goals. But training for fat loss and muscle gain for both men and women can be covered at the same time. I'm going to go over how you should train to build muscle. Then I'm going to go over how to train to lose fat and summarize the differences, or mainly the similarities, between the two. Training to build muscle is probably one of the easiest and hardest things to do in the bodybuilding world. The reason is because you will work out for a period of time and then you will plateau. After breaking through that plateau so many times, it can be hard to figure out what you need to do next to develop more muscle for your body. That's why it is always good to implement drop sets, giant sets, rest pauses, and pause reps. Little tricks like this can create so much more intensity on the muscle. Now, to build muscle, you need to train hard and train smart and eat at the right amount of protein, carbs, and fats for your body type. You need to destroy your muscles in the gym, create as many tears in the muscle as you can, and that will allow the food you're eating to be absorbed by the broken down muscle, and then the muscle will build back bigger and stronger. Intensity is the big key when it comes to building muscle. When you are training, you need to have tunnel vision focus. You need to shut everything else in your life off. Put the headphones in and train like you actually want to grow. Thinking about the muscle is a great way to stimulate more growth because you will start putting more tension on that muscle and it will work into full failure. I don't say this to put other people down, and I'm sure you have all seen it before as well. People on their phones, talking to friends in between sets, or just casually going through the motions during their workouts. Don't let that person be you. When you are training, every single set you do, you need to train to the point your muscles are in physical pain. If you are training biceps, I want you to push yourself every set until it feels like your biceps are about to explode. You just push and push and push until you literally cannot lift another weight. I know I am blowing this up and dramatizing it a bit, but seriously, the harder you train, the more tears in the muscle you create. The bigger they're going to grow. It is that simple. Your body doesn't know if you have used drop sets. Your body doesn't know if you have used supersets. Your body couldn't care less about how you create the tears. All that matters is that you create them. You need to fail in the right rep ranges from around 8 to 15 reps. You need to train with all the passion, intensity, and heart you have. And you need to eat and sleep to recover. Repeat this week after week, month after month, and I promise you will see some serious gains. There are training techniques also like progressive overload, which is where you gradually increase the amount of stress placed upon the body during weight training. When using the technique progressive overload, your aim is to lift heavier and heavier in weight each set, and each week you want to be trying to set new personal bests. So yes, progressive overload is going to help break down the muscles faster. You could also argue that compound movements increase muscle growth more than isolation exercises do, which again is 100% correct. However, the only issue I have with this, and really is not a big issue at all, because both training techniques are correct. But all these techniques I also use when I am cutting, not just when I am trying to build muscle. Your training style can stay exactly the same whether you are trying to build muscle or drop fat. You could seriously argue a million different things about a million different training techniques, but at the end of the day, your diet is what is going to determine whether you are building muscle or losing fat. Every workout that I ever do and every workout you ever do should always be different. Sometimes I like to do compound movements. Sometimes I like to do isolation exercises. Sometimes I like to add a little progressive overload to increase my weight, increase my strength. And sometimes I do drop sets and supersets. I change it up. But everything is correct. They all work. They all shock the body into stimulating muscle growth. The way you actually drop fat is by burning more calories on a daily basis than what you are consuming. Everything you eat is energy in the form of calories. So when you eat too much food and don't burn it off, your body stores it as fat. How this is relevant in terms of rest periods in between sets is that you are having a shorter rest in between sets. Let's say 30 seconds. You're going to get your heart rate a lot higher because of the lack of recovery time. I personally normally rest for approximately around 90 seconds in between sets, which would not get my heart rate as high as it would if I was resting for 30 seconds in between sets. What this means is that you're going to burn more calories in the workout with the 30-second rest period in between sets than what you would if you rested for longer than like 90 seconds. Does that make sense? The higher you get your heart rate up during a workout, which is generally done by resting for a shorter period of time, is going to make you burn more calories in that workout you are doing. So technically, yes, this is going to result in you losing fat a little bit faster. However, as I said before, I personally do not change my training style at all, whether I am trying to build muscle or drop body fat, nor do I change my rest period in between sets. All I change is my diet and my cardio regimen, depending on what I'm trying to achieve. When I go to the gym, I train properly. I mean business. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hang out. I go to the gym with every intention of ripping my muscles apart to the point of physical pain. And I don't mean that as a joke. I'm 100% serious. Intensity is everything. If you want results, you need to train hard. I don't even think I could change my rest periods between sets to 30 seconds even if I wanted to. I just wouldn't have it in me. The reason I cannot change them to 30 seconds is because I don't have the cardiovascular or the muscular endurance to be able to do it. 30 seconds after my last set, I am still in pain from my previous set. I just couldn't physically do it. I would not be able to lift the weight. I honestly believe that all training styles are correct. They all work just as well as each other, and you should use a mixture of all of them. All of them will get you results very fast, given your training intensity is at 100%. The one and only thing I really want you to take away from this video is that training intensity is everything. Drop sets, supersets, pause reps, negative reps, partial reps, cheat reps are all great variations as long as you do them with intensity. If the intensity is not there, they do not work. Go to the gym, plug your headphones in, rid your thoughts of anything else you have going on in your life, and train harder than you have ever trained before. You need to push your limits, exceed your own expectations, and break those muscles down by incorporating different training techniques at 100% intensity. Every single workout I ever do, my goal is to train harder than my last. If you are constantly pushing your limits and setting new personal bests all the time, you are forcing your body to change. Don't give your body a choice. Break your muscles down by training harder and let the food and cardio and recovery tie everything else together. Training is the fun part. Nothing beats walking out of the gym with a huge pump. Your workouts should be hard, but you should love them at the same time. It is an amazing feeling you get after an intense workout. If you want to build muscle, you train at 100% intensity, and then you go through the muscle building process through correct dieting. Check out our video of how to build muscle through dieting correctly, and combine that with your training intensity in the gym, and I promise you, you will grow faster than you ever have before. Intensity is everything. If you want to lose fat, the same thing applies. You need to train at 100% intensity, and then you go through the fat loss process with food and cardio. I want you to check out the other video, how to lose fat through dieting correctly, and all the other cardio videos as well. When you combine that with your training intensity, I promise you, you will drop serious amounts of fat before you know it. It doesn't matter whether you are looking to build muscle or drop fat. Every single time you enter the gym, your one and only goal is to break your muscles down, literally, as much as you possibly can. That is all you need to do. You let the food and the cardio do the work for you in terms of reaching your training goals. My workout is by far the most enjoyable part of my day. I love it. 1 hour to rid yourself from all of life's distractions. 1 hour to focus on you and only you. And 1 hour to be a better version of what you were yesterday. I honestly believe that training hard is fun. The next workout you do, I want you to make sure it is the hardest workout you have ever done, and set yourself a new personal standard in terms of training intensity. Once you set the standard, your new goal is to never fall below it.